Hey, Chris from the Mighty Decibel here. Welcome back. It's the end of the month, which means it's time for us to name our favorite albums of April 2023 across the four categories that we cover here. Those being extreme metal, doom, hardcore punk, and hard and heavy. And as usual, we'll start with extreme metal, which we've broken down into three subcategories. The first being black metal. So under the black metal category, we've got four albums to talk about. The first, a shout out for New Zealand's Old Throne for their sophomore full length, In the Land of Ghosts. So this one is for those who like their black metal atmospheric. So we'll start our highlighted black metal records with an atypical one, that being Vulgare Deutsche Hassmusik, the third full length from Germany's EISENKULT. So it starts out with a fully fledged church choir ditty, complete with heavy organ accompaniment. So you're immediately put on notice that this is going to be something different. And onwards, the lads go for 40 minutes of varied and fresh black metal, driven by some great German lyric vocals. Now for something completely different. If you're looking for some traditional underproduced blackness that harkens back to the days of early Bathory, got one for you here. You got to check out the self-titled debut by Sodomy. So in this case, Sodomy adds a punk element to their sound, giving it that extra chainsaw edge. The front cover depiction of the Goat of Mendes also nails the ethos of the whole thing. So I saved my favorite black metal record of the month to the end, that being Death Upon the Holy Throne, the debut full-length from Polish Warriors Towards Hellfire. So this is well recorded and finely crafting, heaving black metal that is strident in their power and presentation. There are elements of Marduk's searing guitar runs, but Towards Hellfire are their own band diving headlong into their black death with heads high and guitars pointing south towards Satan. On to thrash metal now. We got 3 albums to talk about. First off, we'll start with a shout out for an album that's gaining a lot of credibility online. That being War Remains, the 3rd full length from Richmond, Virginia crossover unit Enforced. I haven't had a chance to consume it yet, but if first reports are true, we might have a doozy on our hands. Our first thrash record of the month goes to veteran German bashers Lucifuge, who've issued their 5th full-length, Monoliths of Wrath. So Slayer references dot throughout the release, but Lucifuge are crafty enough to stamp out their own black thrash territory or terrain. If pistons popping, thrash turns you crank, check this one out. Continue with the black thrash theme here. We have Arrival of Death, the debut album from Germany's Necromancer. So neck snapping fun on this one. The band not letting any superfluous niceties get in the way, whittling the violence down to concentrate in an endlessly energetic 28 minutes of early Sodom worship. Necromancer prove once again that speed kills. Onto our third extreme metal category, and that being death metal. Got 2 albums for you. The first is a shout out. If you're on the prowl for some heaving old school death, I suggest that you check out Excruciating Methodology by Croatia's Superstition. Strong headbanging stuff. Our death metal pick of the month is Consuming Aberration, the debut full length from Putrid Yell. So this utilizes the Swedish buzzsaw guitar tone that made Dismember and Entombed famous. These Chileans slice their way through 37 minutes of punishing death that'll have you cowering in a corner. Not for the faint of heart. So let's switch gears now into Doom, which includes Stoner and Sludge, of course. And we have 2 albums to talk about. First, a shout out. So recently, the Mighty Decibel faves Lucifer's Fall announced their disbandment. However, they've lessened the blow for us fans by issuing a farewell 5-track EP called Children of the Night, so check that one out. Indiana-based stoners FAERIE Ring claimed the Doom Record of the Month here at the Mighty Decibel for their sophomore Weary Traveler. So musically, at times it reminds me of 7th Star era Sabbath. Great riffs coming in waves supported by memorable melodies. However, in FAERIE Ring's case, they utilize epic vocals that give it more of a psychedelic vibe. Superb production here too. The bulbous bass work clearly discernible within the clearly thought out song structures. Doom on, people. It's been a great year for hardcore punk, and April was no different. So much so we got 4 highlighted records to talk about here. First, we'll open with the blistering raw punk outing from Tel Aviv's Navalat Habala called Battle Cry. So we're talking unrelenting, bulldozing hardcore punk with hoarse shout vocals that'll paste you to the wall, punishing no-nonsense extremism. What the hell is going on in France? They seem to be cornering the market on quality hardcore punk, seeing as last year's Le Futur est là by Bombardment topped our albums of the year, not just in hardcore punk, but overall. So here's another one from that country, the self-titled release by Faucheuse. So in this case, the band also delves in D-beat, just like Bombardment. The bass drum rhythm section keeping things aggressive and bobbing throughout, over which vocalist EB exhorts and kicks ass. There's also an element of punk and roll thrown in there too. So shout out to Bombardment drummer Luke, who does double duty as he also plays skins here on this Faucheuse record. An interesting self-titled debut by Resistance next. So hard aggression as you expect from a hardcore punk record, but it also has some melodic and pensive moments that work and make the release memorable. So yeah, usually I like my hardcore in the face and sustain, but there's no denying the strength of conviction and song on this one. Is this the birth of mainstream hardcore punk? So on to our fourth and last highlighted hardcore punk records for April 2023. So you old school hardcore punkers need to check out Demo 2023 by Cincinnati's The Doomers. So it might just be 9 minutes long, but man, every single song here is blitzed and memorable. Think early Poison idea and you'll be in the right mindset. Killer stuff, one of my 2 favorite albums of the month. On we go to our last category, hard and heavy, which is basically everything else that doesn't fit into our previous categories, though that being mostly traditional metal, speed metal, hard rock, rock and roll, punk rock, that sort of thing. So our first of 3 highlighted records for this category, good month for hard and heavy. Hailing from Salt Lake City, Utah, comes Bloodstar with their debut full-length First Sighting. So what you get here is aggressive old-school metal accompanied by some strong melodic vocals from Madeline Smith, who really hits this one home. Great production job here too, the rhythm section snapping you to attention, but what really stands out is the songwriting. Each track differentiated and memorable, brings you back to the 80s. If you're one of those that worship at the altar of speed metal, you're going to have to check out Crystallize, the debut full-length by Hungary's Iron Steel. So unabashedly stating that they play speed metal up the ass. The Steel Boys play pistons popping speed, accompanied by a black metal snarling vocal for that extra smearing effect. Absolutely love the production job here. The bobbing active bass giving your subwoofer a really good workout, a good sweaty outing. Okay, on to our third and final hard and heavy record of April 2023. So one of my fave new wave of true heavy metal albums of 2021 was Blazin' Wright's debut, Endless Halls of Golden Totem. So I was really looking forward to the sophomore release, Wild Rites and Ancient Songs, that just came out in April. So initially I was worried that they might drop the ball like Megaton's Sword did with their recent sophomore flop, but one listen soon alleviated any concerns here. Blazin' Wright stayed on course, thankfully, kicking out their unique brand of epic metal. Great songwriting, a true metal guitar tone, and magnificent chest-beating vocals, exactly what I was expecting and hoping for. One of the best hard and heavy albums of the year to date. So there you have it, the Mighty Decibel's fave albums from April of 2023. If we missed anything that you think deserve attention, please put it down below so everybody can check it out. And remember to check in every Monday for our new release Mondays. Tuesdays we have our In 40 Minutes curated playlists. Wednesdays we have our album or concert reviews. Thursdays we have our best of top 10s. You know where to go. www.themightydecibel.com. Have a great one, eh?